You know, and I know, and they know, 'cause we go all in. And I know, they know, 'cause we go all in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing. It is your homies at the ADU All Dressed Up podcast. Today is Sunday. You know the drill. It is Easter Sunday, a special day. I'm your man, K Dizzle DC. And to my left, I'm getting this right. Is the boy Have Streams. How you doing today? Have a lump?
What it do? What it do, everybody? Happy Easter. Hopefully, you guys had a phenomenal day. What up, Kate Dizzle?
Yo, what's good? I'm ready. You ready?
I'm excited, man. Fresh off a break. We're well rested. At least one of us are. But I ain't mad at you, man. I'm gonna live vicariously through you, Kate Dizzle, while you getting them Z's, man.
Oh man.
But happy Easter. Hopefully, you enjoyed your day. You enjoyed your holiday, and we're gonna talk about it. Today during the podcast. But what'd you get into, bro?
Nothing much, man. Jesus walks. Jesus walks. And he got on the infamous slides that he wears each Sunday during April, man.
God,
So
show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down.
oh look at you. Look at you in it. We got a lot of stuff going on, man. Look,
a lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff here and there. But more importantly, I hope every day everybody spent some time with their loved ones, their family ones, made some memories, and they just had some fun and fellowship. Outside of that, um, we just try to do what we do every day and make the most of what our opportunities are, um, pushing forward. So, look, man, I'm ready to get into a lot of the stuff we're talking about tonight. I know that for sure. What's the worst that could happen? Is the title of tonight. So we got a lot going on, a little bit everywhere. Where you want to start, man?
Hey man, it's episode 53. It is Easter Sunday. Put the number up if you guys want to join in. I know we didn't do a lot of heavy promo this week, but you guys know where to find us each and every Sunday night, live at 9 p.m. Text 301-857-1757 to join the conversation.
Wait, wait,
But
wait, wait, wait. How are you, Hef? How was your week?
my week.
Yes.
Oh, thanks for asking, man. Again, another week with my lovely baby girl. She is doing some things, man. Nova
Yeah.
has gotten, bigger. She's talking more. She's learned some new coos and some baby sounds, and I think pretty soon she'll be crawling or sitting up and doing some more stuff. So it's real exciting. Um,
Next, next thing you know, she'll be eating all your leftovers, and then you'll be back.
Nah, we've definitely formed a bond, and I really
Mhm.
appreciate my time. And honestly, man, I was gonna go into like my rant, and I'm glad you asked
Right.
how my week was because besides us having a fantastic day with the family, we had a chance to go spend some time with some friends and family. They had an Easter egg hunt. The
Yeah.
kids were dying eggs and all that. That was great. But I was just thinking a lot about how much time we spend doing things that sometimes are against our will, and I know everybody has to grind. I know everybody out here, just doesn't get, things handed to you on a silver spoon. Like we gotta work, we gotta, have a balance.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you really gotta just focus on your family.
Right.
You can focus on your health. And lately I took some time and really invested my time in spending it with my daughter, with my girl, and it's been very refreshing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you guys, your career won't go anywhere, your job won't go anywhere. If something happens to you, you will be replaced.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying don't worry about your bills and lose track of your hustle, but sometimes you do have to invest in your family and yourself,
Absolutely.
so you can keep that grind up. So, short rant. That's something that I wanted to talk about, and
Absolutely.
yeah, just wanted to touch on that, man. So, I've been definitely enjoying my time with my family, and hopefully, within everybody else and the rat race that we're in each and every day, we can find some time.
Absolutely, my guy. You hit the nail right on the head. What's most importantly is your family, your time, and the moments that you have. Your job will always be there. There'll be a million jobs out there. Somebody's always hiring. Somebody always wants to pay somebody for their time. Just make sure you invest your time in your family, and do it the right way, because you don't get it back. So, shout out to Hef, man, with that time off and spending it with the family and refocusing, man. I love it. All right, where we going,
Thank
man?
you, man. All right, bro. So, before we roll into, the I say the fun portion of sports, we like to talk a lot of shit. I
Hmm.
do want to take a moment to say, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah,
Former Washington Redskin, now Washington Commanders, starting quarterback. He did get released and he did go play for Pittsburgh. He was kind of, on the up and up. Like Mike Tomlin and the team said, he was doing a phenomenal job as far as working the community, meshing with the team, and finding a role in Pittsburgh. And unfortunately, news came out last, like earlier in the week, that he had got hit by a dump truck
yeah.
crossing um crossing the freeway down in Florida. I believe he was down there for some training. So real
Hmm.
sad story, man. And like Erica says, so sad. And no matter what, if you're a fan of a person as far as their athletic ability or whatever they play, if you're a fan or not, like, we're all people, and that's just something you hate to see.
Yeah.
So I really want to send some condolences out to his family, and hopefully his family and friends can find some solitude, and I guess just focus on his good times. But unfortunately, his life got cut very short.
Man, it's crazy. One of the things that we always talk about, but we never realize it until it happens. Is that how short time is on this earth, and we don't realize it until we lose somebody like that. So, shout out to Dwayne Haskins and the legacy that he had, impact on the game and the opportunities that he took part of. So, I
And
want to give another rest in peace, that to one of our icons, one of our legends that we don't even think about. Shout out to Charles McCormick Jr. You don't know the name. You probably don't know the name. What up, DJ White? What up, Erica? But you do know his voice. When you hear his voice, you'll realize who it is. Um, but he was one of the lead singers for a group called Bloodstone. And I'm gonna play this in the background and see if you remember some.
classic.
You know, let me put it on the screen quick.
Take me in your arms, thrill me with all of your charm,
You know
and I'll take to the sky.
that high pitched voice, man.
Loving you
I'm
more
old school.
till
Shout out to Charles McCormick, man.
Mm.
Let me fade that out, man. But look, um, you never know what kind of impact you have on the earth until you're gone, until people start realizing and understanding what they mean to you and how it meant. And look, like I said, Dwayne Haskins, he may not have had all the success he probably wanted in the NFL, but he took an opportunity of his time. I promise you, he was in charities. I promise you, he was in the community. He was doing something for somebody and made an impact. So do the most that you can with the time that you have, and do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Hey,
Okay?
speaking of doing the right thing, K Dizzle, let
What
me
up?
uh let me talk to you about something that I saw the other day.
Who that?
Real shit. I'm at a light. Me and my girl were at a traffic light,
Hmm.
and you know how you kind of like, I was in the passenger seat, so I wasn't really focused.
Hmm.
But I kind of like in a daze saw, I'm at the light. I see a car kind of turn in the intersection. Hey, Patricia Heifer, how
Mama's
you
in the
doing?
build.
Uh, And I saw the car turn in the intersection. I obviously had the right of way, but somebody must have ran the light and a car T-boned the other car.
Hmm.
So the car that hit the other car, when the car got hit, it spun out, and I guess that person got hit enough to they may have been hurt. They didn't immediately put the windows down and get out,
Hmm.
so the car kind of was demobilized. So I'm seeing the other car that just hit it, and me and my girls like, oh, right. And I don't mean to like smile or laugh off the shit, but it was like, oh, they're not stopping, right?
Hmm.
So this person in the middle of the day in Baltimore just hit somebody in the middle of the intersection, spun the car around, and rolled out, hit and run, bro.
Mm.
Had to have not had insurance, and that made me think, right? Because it goes down to I don't think people are intentionally shitty people, right? I don't think people set
Most.
out. I don't think most people set out in their day to to cause chaos and reap havoc on others, right? So I started to think about, what happens? How do you find yourself in that predicament? And,
Hmm.
and I think what we all should do is sit back and look at, everything is about decisions, right?
Right.
Because I guarantee you, the person who hit that person in the other car made a decision that day to drive that car, and their asses probably shouldn't have been driving in the first place.
Right.
So, they probably decided that they wanted to run out and get something to eat. They probably decided, my license isn't good, but I'm gonna still kick it, or my insurance is bad, but I'm gonna still rock out. And as you can see, the decision kept going to the next decision. Then they decide to run a light. Then they decide to smack somebody on T-bone them in an intersection and decide to leave the scene. So I guess my advice is be careful, when it comes down to your first couple of decisions, right?
Yep.
Because that first decision might lead to your ass making the ultimate decision. So I took some I guess a life lesson from seeing
A
that this
life
morning.
lesson from that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And just I'm gonna leave it there because that instant decision to keep running just created a whole nother snowball effect, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, versus uh, getting your license suspended or getting a fine or whatever the case may be. Now you're going to jail.
But if you think about it, that's how a lot of crimes start, right?
Yeah,
It's
a
from
lot
the
of crime
small
stuff.
decisions you make. You know what I mean? So just something I wanted to touch on. But rolling into sports, man, Sierra and Russell Wilson by 25. Sierra and Russell Wilson. I put her first. Buy a $25 million mansion in Denver. Good job. Congratulations, man. It's a beautiful,
Congratulations,
sprawling
congratulations.
home. Russell Wilson is definitely going to be set up nice to start a nice run for the Broncos.
Hmm.
But a few guys from the I Am Athlete, or the former crew from the I Am Athlete podcast, because they split up. I think the guy's name is Shannon Lee Crowder, something Crowder, but I'm not really big into him. But he said Russell Wilson's a square.
Look, man.
He said Sierra's with him because he's a square. She went from Future to Russell Wilson, and he made it seem like as if like it was a whole lifestyle change. So what you think about that, man? Do you think first off, do you think Russell Wilson's a square? Not
Russell
that it
Wilson.
matters, but shit.
It don't matter. Russell Wilson got money. He can be whatever he want to be at this point, and no one cares. No one cares. Only people that care are the people that are hating on his lifestyle and his success. I'm gonna say this about Russell Wilson. He is that. He is the super nice guy in high school that all the girls ignored. Right? All the girls ignored because he was nice to everybody. He had a lot of friends, and they just thought he'd be a good friend.
But why can't he get, some love because he ain't out there with five baby moms? You know what I'm saying?
He got love
He ain't
now.
out there. He ain't out there. No, I'm saying as far as the haters, like everybody wants to see people who's getting money,
Hmm.
and playing sports just live reckless. And a dude seems like he's a man of faith. He seems like he's a family man. Seems
Hmm.
like he's a great dad. And I think it's kind of messed up to hear people say like, Sierra went from Future to Russ, and I'm
She's
like, damn,
smart.
right?
She's smart. She
Okay.
wised out. I mean, you look, man. It's all right. So the only thing I can equate it to is high school. You remember in high school, the women would always go for the thug, right? Always go for the thug first, right? You come with a good game, they want the thug over here. Once they realize the thug does done beat up their Nissan Altima, or they took all their money, right? And they treat them bad. Then they go for the nice guy. They say the nice guys finish last. I don't think we finished last. I think they end up. You hear me saying we, right? I think we end up in the
Yeah,
right
you
spot.
taking ownership of that.
I'm taking ownership 100%. 100%. Erica says he's clean cut and overall nice guy, but he provides security and loves their son like his own. They hate on him just because they're jealous.
Yeah,
Uh,
obviously. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? The man's accomplished. He's a proven winner. He's been very
Hmm.
successful. Stays clean, squeaky clean. But like I said, people love controversy, and I think until you get touched up, you might not be as like authentic in some people's eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it takes for you to get touched up a little bit to see how you respond to some adversity. And
they they clowning on him about his weight right now, saying that he look a little chubby, bro.
happy.
He in a good relationship. I
Yeah,
mean,
you
you gonna
happy.
gain some weight. It just happens. But I mean, look, let the haters hate. Who ain't in that position are gonna hate. People who are close to that position are gonna love because they want to get closer to where you're at. That's all. The farther you away from the money, the more you hate. The more you hate the that you so far away. That's just the truth of the matter. How long has Jay Z been hated on?
True.
How long has he been hated on?
You ain't
You know,
doing something right if you don't got haters, right?
woof.
So Erica says Future got like 6 or 7 baby moms. Yeah.
Yeah,
Put up some comments, yeah.
yeah. Because look, Future got a little money.
Is
He ain't
it
got
a
Russell Wilson
bad
money.
thing?
He got a little money.
Is it a bad thing? Does that make him a bad guy because he's got 6 or 7 baby moms?
It just makes him irresponsible,
Okay.
and you know that up front. But
So
at
we
the
put
same,
him we put him in that same category as Nick Cannon.
hmm yeah. I
But
mean, but
but
if you
but
can afford the
he
child
can
support,
afford it. He can afford it, you know.
he can afford it. He can afford it. And the other part of it is, you know, we see it as irresponsible. Other people see it as irresponsible, but the women who had baby mamas see it as the opportunity for residual income.
There's
Period.
no there's no way there's no way that no matter how good of a person you are, if you have 6 or 7 baby moms,
Hmm.
you're not going to be able to spread your time out and keep everybody content. You're going to have to financially keep people content in those relationships. There's no way possible you're going to be
No,
able to be there and be on schedule for all those different situations, man.
you think about this, okay? Think about this. If you had a way to guarantee income for at least the next 21 years, guaranteed high level income, and you didn't have to work, and it required you to do one thing for 10 months, would you do it? Look,
You asking me?
I'm asking you for
I
10
mean,
months.
for
For
10 months,
10 months. And we're talking five, we're talking like, let's say 15 grand a month. All you had to do was one thing for 10 months
you think
for,
that's a
for
decision?
21 years. That is a decision some of these women are making, bro.
I
You
mean, I
know,
think a lot of these women honestly think that they're going to be the one.
he is not. No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Give them
No,
some
they
credit, K Dizzle. Come
didn't.
on,
We
man.
just no. Didn't we just have a episode like a couple weeks ago in regards to um, uh, our boy Dion bringing Shorty in to Jackson State and having that conversation about trapping men.
Hmm.
They're doing the same thing. It's a trap. It's residual income. And if they plan on having kids, why not have kids at 15 grand a clip?
Mm-mm-mm.
Spread your money out. Diversify your portfolio. You got 3 kids, you got 45 grand a year for 21 years.
My
Am I
man
lying?
said diversify your portfolio like
Diversify.
it's
You
a
got
Schwab
half a
account.
million dollars. You don't have to work. Half a million dollars for 21 years with 3 kids. You set up. You set up for life at that point. Think about it.
Mm.
Think about
I tell you, man. I'm not mad.
it.
I'm not mad at those who got those agreements or arrangements. But more power to you. But the role in their sports, if you've been under a rock, LeBron and the Lakers did not make the playoffs. We're not going to take too much time on that. Good thing we were off last week because I would have gotten a lot of heat for all the shit that the Lakers did as far as their exit interviews and the foolishness that went on and
That
how they
hurts your
fired
heart.
the coach and Russell Westbrook talking all that shit was just crazy, man. I'm glad that the season's over for them. LeBron's got his barbershop series back out. I know he's got some other stuff going, so hopefully he can come back strong next year. But I don't know if him and AD will both be returning next year. That's a good topic to probably think about in the near future. Like, do the Lakers rebuild with LeBron? Do they keep them both, or do they move on and keep it going with AD? What you think?
I think LeBron wants to play with his son, so I don't know if he's going to be there. LA ain't going to draft him.
I'm tired of hearing about this whole son thing because
I'm
Bron
just
is
being
not
honest with you,
nice.
huh?
I don't think Bronny's that nice, man. Like, in order for him to probably play with his son, Bronny's gonna have to get a lot better and speed up his path, man.
Look, how long before Bronny comes out? He's got 2 more years.
Another 3 years, I
Another
believe.
3 years. Oh
Yeah,
wow. Oh wow.
yeah.
So that means if that's the case, and then LeBron doesn't play up to his level, he's going to be bouncing around, which is bad for a legacy. But we'll see. I think he really wants to play with his son. I think he'll go the distance. He'll go maybe another 5. How many years he got in now? 18,
17.
17.
Yeah.
So um, he'll go hard and try to play one more year. Yeah,
So,
1 year when his son comes out.
so the NBA playoffs are set. A lot of the games are underway right now.
Hmm.
We've got Phoenix and the Pelicans playing. Right now,
Hmm.
how you feeling about some of the first games, man?
Like I said before, Denver got mollywop. I don't even
Yeah.
I don't even know what they're doing from here on out.
You like Golden State in that series?
I like Golden State. Of
Okay.
course, I like the Suns. I think they probably gonna go up by 10 in the next 3 minutes. We'll
Suns are
see.
nice, man. I think you might be going for Chris Paul to get his ring now, huh?
Yeah, he might be getting his ring.
Luka
The
didn't
Heat, the
play.
Heat, the Hawks ain't got nothing on the Heat right now.
Man, the
Um,
Heat, the Heat came out and spanked that ass. And Luka
yeah, they
didn't play in
did.
the first game against Utah. Utah barely edged those guys out in their first game.
Yeah, yeah. So um, there's a lot more to be desired here, my guy. I think your front runners are still your front runners.
A lot of
Uh,
people thought Toronto were going to get out there and beat Philly, and Philly
no,
came out and spanked them too.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. I think
But
they got a chip on their shoulder right now.
speaking of
I think
chips on their shoulder, man, Minnesota came out and they gave Memphis a shocker in the first game.
they had to. They had to. They got a chip. Yeah, you're right. They got a chip on their shoulder, man. They put up the big hoopla about winning that first game, and they got to
And,
go and show and prove.
and while you were resting today, Brooklyn and Boston had a hell of a game.
Hell of a game. I still take the Nets
Hell of
over.
a
I,
game,
I
bro.
still take the Nets over that. I,
Kyrie came out hooping, man. Kyrie
yeah,
dropped 40. KD kind of let him cruise, but a little bit too much defense from the Celtics down the stretch, and Jason Tatum pulled it out
yeah.
with the last second layup.
It was a good game. It was a good game. The fact they had to go down to that. Now, with just those two showing up like that, they get one or two more players showing up. It's a wrap.
All
So the
right,
Nets,
so
that's a decent contender
so make your prediction. Who you taking in the finals?
in the finals.
What two teams you got going, man? Let's go ahead and call it now since we've been seeing every series of play a game.
Ah, that's. I mean, man.
I'm sure you're gonna take Phoenix out the West.
Hmm. Uh, I don't know. I mean, between Phoenix and Golden State's in the West, right?
Yeah.
Between Phoenix and Golden State, I might pull Golden State. Um, I might pull Golden State.
Okay. What about the East? Who you got coming out the East? You like the Nets?
I got the Nets.
all the way from that 7th seed. You think they're gonna figure it out?
That's hard. Yeah, I got the Nets, but that's hard. Um,
That's a tough path because if they beat Boston,
they got
they
to
play
go
the
to
winner of
they
Milwaukee and
play. Yeah,
Chicago.
Chicago. Right, right.
Doesn't
Yeah,
be easy at all, man.
no, none of that's gonna be easy. And even if they do that, they got to go through Miami or Philly. Um,
Yeah, I mean, just to see that they don't really have like their first round's not a gimme,
yeah,
and
but I
really
give
no series. And I think besides Miami and Atlanta, I think every East series is pretty
every
tight.
East series pretty strong. Um, nah, I still I see Brooklyn and probably if Philly and Miami goes, mm, I see Brooklyn, Miami,
Okay,
Golden State, and Phoenix, and we'll see who's out of that.
that'd be nice. All right,
Sweet.
man. So K Dizzle's NBA playoff predictions are in. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's definitely gonna be exciting. Let's go ahead and roll into what we do each and every week. We play our sleepers, man. We've been compiling an ADU Spotify playlist. If you haven't seen, some of our episodes get interfered with because, again, they catch us
Chop
walking
chop.
out the CVS with something on the package. But we ain't stealing. Me out here just spreading some love because these are songs that K Dizzle and myself have streams we like to play. You probably heard the song, you might have heard of the artist, but you might not have remembered or played it in a while. But let's see what we got today, K Dizzle. What you got, bro?
Oh man, we on two different waves right now.
I
But
heard, I saw.
you see that?
Yeah, the
Two
playlist is
different
starting
ways.
to get some complexity.
But I've been grinding, so my music gets me changing depending on the mood. So we're gonna start out with I think I told you this what months ago, right? Months ago
Yeah,
I
you
showed
did.
you.
You actually
Um,
did.
yeah, I
You were
still.
excited about this project.
Oh man, I mean I'm excited about quality music when it drops. Period. And we've been waiting for music from this guy for what? Almost 2 decades now.
So I was about to say 20 years.
Yeah, it's almost 2 decades now. So I mean,
All
this
that
is
ghost producing.
woof. This is Dr. Dre, man, and Eminem. Um, Dr. Dre and Eminem is called Gospel. So let me drop that joint right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What? What?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Dre, you ready?
Boom, 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 boom.
Come on. Alright.
Check, 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 check. Cut him undercover. Timeless. Ready for him. Progress. Feeling like I'm just getting started. 2 shots back from my dearly departed. You are now dealing with a monster. Oh shit. Profits. Doc Dre, bitch, I'm a prophet. Black Wall Street, niggas know where the stock is. Try me.
Man.
Niggas never see me, but it ain't hard to find me. Unwinding, shit's blinding. Still grinding, uprising. Stop talking about the past, I'm the future, nigga. Nigga like me, still here, motherfucker, go figure. Looking for my next
Whoa.
gold nigga. This summer here gonna be colder than winter.
Whoa,
Dr. Dre trying to float on the track.
bruh. Hey,
You
look,
trying to come back and rap with the young boys? What's going on with Dr. Dre?
Eminem got a line on that joint, man. It's just retarded. It reminds you why Eminem is Eminem. But shout out to Dr. Dre. Bring some
You know, it's
music out.
funny you say that because I had asked a lot of my fellas last week. I was like, where do y'all think Eminem's gonna like stand and rap? Especially now with like rap changing so much and getting away from lyrics. Like, is he gonna kind of get piled on over the years and not be as impactful as he was? Because I know he had a strong run.
Yeah, what did they say? I want to hear that first.
They said that he'll always have the respect lyrically.
Always.
They definitely felt like he wouldn't be overlooked when it came to that, and they even
Yep.
said that like they don't personally listen to him,
Uh-huh.
but they respect his lyricism as well. So that's and these guys are hip hop heads, so
Yeah.
you don't have to listen to everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a fan of everybody,
Right.
but it's just like recognizing the craft.
Yep. But
You
I
know?
mean, the reason why a lot of people don't listen to him is because his beats are different. His
And
beats
back
are
then,
different.
And back
And
then he
back then,
said some shock value type shit
yeah,
that you didn't necessarily want coming out your speakers riding down the street because you're not in the mood to hear.
yeah, like whoa, wait a
Yeah.
minute, slow down, but what he did was he gave you everything on when he was featured on other tracks.
Oh yeah.
So you were like, oh my god, this dude's ridiculous.
So like you
So
said, look what he did on Renegade
yeah,
with
so
Jay Z.
it's just he's just one of those. He's one of the goats. I mean, he's one of the goats. I'd put him in. I would put him in my top 10 as far as lyricists.
I agree.
Um, uh, another one example to him would be like Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi's got great lyricism, but I don't listen to any of his music because I don't like none of his beats. You
Yeah,
know, it's just one of those things. For years, Nas is a fantastic lyricist, but his beat selection was trash.
I agree. You know who's pretty popular, and I like them more as a feature artist and not necessarily their own project.
Who that?
Travis Scott.
Very true.
I like Travis Scott when it comes to his sound, but I can't
Hmm.
do a concentrated like Travis Scott album.
Right.
I like to hear him on other people's tracks.
Yep. 110%.
You know,
110%. That's what we got. Well, who we got? Let's go to a whole different vibe.
so you know me, I like to be smooth, especially on Easter Sunday.
You had to
For
get up close on that. I
right,
had to be
you like to
smooth.
get smooth on this Easter Sunday evening. And if you love Janae Aiko like I do, she was featured on a song called Contradiction with Mally Music. You might not have heard of Mally Music, but this song is very, very good. So go ahead and check it out.
If you have not heard of Molly Music, you need to get on it right now. Okay, get on it right now. I listen to all his albums. This is his third album, I think. Here you go.
What's
That's
good?
good.
Cat boy,
Contradiction.
we meet again, good friend. You see the stars come down to meet you. You look like the last time. Let a new day come and greet you. Stuck in your ways, stuck in your mind. Stuck all the time in there, out of that room, especially mine. Used to be fine, I swear I was confused. Used to be blind. That was a moment in time when I thought of you. Now I'm on mine. So say hey to everybody. Yeah. Tell them I love them, it's good. The side of the globe. Is everything like
Shout out to Molly Music, Janae Aiko, Contradiction. Contradiction.
I
I
love
think
it.
it's phenomenal, bro. Shout out to Molly Music. Go listen to his music ASAP. ASAP. We probably got cut on Facebook again. Who knows? Let's see. Up, back again. Looks
Did we?
like I think we did. But looks like they're back. So shout out to Facebook being the trash that they are. We need to put down. We'll figure out what we do. Yep, I got that thing early. Yep, but it'll come back. It'll come back. I think we're still back live. Let's go. We do it live every Sunday, man. It's the same thing over and over again. Come get this good quality music. Come get this good information, and just have a good conversation, man. We'll be going after this link, bro.
All right, bro.
You
So
ready?
that's the ADU podcast. Did you put the link up so people can check it out?
Yes,
I mean the
sir. Yes,
ADU,
sir.
excuse me, the ADU Spotify sleeper playlist. And if you can't catch us live, on these Sunday nights at 9, if you get a little sleepy, if you get a little old and shit, get a little tired, you can always listen to us on your commute to work, when you're going to the gym, when you're taking a shower, whatever you like to do when you do it, you can always find us on Spotify and iTunes as well.
Link tree is up. Catch us anywhere and everywhere. Shout out to the underdogs. We here, man.
So
All
look,
right.
man. So I don't know if this guy's got just like one of those, like, what's that, like a curse, or when you jinx and shit, when something when bad things just keep happening around you.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the baby. So hip hop artist the baby, if you haven't heard, he's been in a few situations in his lifetime. If you haven't heard, he was in a tussle at a Walmart years ago. where he was. I believe it was in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, or Georgia. You can't carry, and he did defend himself, and he actually, from what I understand, allegedly took somebody's life there. Just over the past few days, he had somebody apparently breaking in or trespassing on his property.
Mm.
So TMC released the audio of the 911 recording, and the shit was wild, man. Like the things that come out now that you can listen to and get exposed to the public is crazy. Like you hear a person calling 911. You hear the person that he shot in the background hollering and screaming in pain. I mean, it's funny because you don't have really any compassion for the guy trespassing, right?
No, none.
And the scary part about it is like we laugh and stuff, right?
Hmm.
But we all want to be able to go home, celebrity or not, and rest our heads in peace and
Right.
not have to worry about, people trespassing your property and shit and breaking into your house. So, I don't care if you don't have anything to lose or you do. Whenever you're put in that position, you gotta protect your family and protect yourself. And
Hmm.
and in my experience, from what I've seen, most home invasions are usually carried out by more than one person. So when he calls 911, the dispatcher, pretty much asks what's going on, and the
Hmm.
baby admits that he shot and neutralized the suspect or whatever. And he basically said, look, I want you guys to hurry up and get here. I shot him in his leg. You gotta basically trespass over somebody else's property to get to mine anyway.
Right.
I got a gate. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like the dispatcher was trying to be a little difficult, honestly, when I heard the call. But I just wanted to bring it up because it can happen to anybody, right?
Hmm.
And it's a funny story when you can hear nobody gets killed. Obviously the intruder or the trespasser got shot in his leg, and he probably got what he deserved.
Hmm.
You'd hate to see anybody get their head blown off, but we don't know what his intentions were.
Right.
And if you're in that position, and if I'm in that position, I'm pretty sure we'll do the same thing.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, these celebrities, they have these people. Some people just take their fan shit too serious, man.
No.
And it's a story that I think everybody can learn from because you don't just go on people's property.
No.
You don't just trespass. And no matter how much you love somebody and shit, like that man does have the right to protect himself. And like I said, when I heard the 911 call, the dude was hollering in pain, like like writhing in pain, bro. So like I said, they told him to secure his weapon, asked a lot of questions, and he said, "Look, man, get the boys out here." So shout out to the baby. I'm glad he wasn't a statistic,
Hmm.
another rapper gone. So just wanted to throw that out there, man.
Yeah, he's better than me. Cause the baby better than me shooting him in the leg. Cause I'm shooting center mass every time.
He said he
I got
says
I got a family to protect, my guy. Center mass every time. We
yes,
yeah, call the corner because it's a wrap. You on my
yeah.
property, it's a wrap.
Son of
Because
man put you down.
I put him down because I got too much at stake.
And,
He
and you
shouldn't
know what
be
he
here.
actually said, he wishes homie the best in recovery, as long as he don't bring his ass back around there no more.
He'll be all
And
right. Yeah.
another thing I thought was funny as shit, right? So I was actually I've been on Instagram lately, and I was following Wiz Khalifa, right?
Hmm.
And I thought a lot of his posts, and I do think currently a lot of his posts are actually pretty inspiring. The guy's working out, on a positive kick. He's always happy. You know what I'm saying? Nice weather. He's out in California going to the gym. And I
Hmm.
thought it was a pretty, decent channel to follow, like on my timeline. It was pretty, inspiring. So, like I said, I've been working out lately trying to do my thing and stuff, right? And
Hmm.
apparently Wiz Khalifa does like some type of like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so you see a lot of gym work and like martial arts and stuff. Plus, obviously Wiz likes to blow a lot of trees, so it all goes together.
Right.
So some funny shit that came up with some hip hop news is that Gilly the Kid, which is obviously one half of one of the major podcasts entertainment right now, the $1 million worth of game. He actually made some comments on IG saying your boy was doing too much in his workout shorts or in his skivvies that he wears in the gym. So he told him to put on some shorts. Was he right or wrong? I don't know. Like I said, when I saw the Wiz Khalifa post, that wasn't my direct attention. Like I didn't really pay it any attention, but obviously it bothered Gilly, and he said no
Gonna
grown
find
ass
something to
man,
clown.
no grown ass man needs to be on IG looking like that. Put on some goddamn shorts. So Wiz Khalifa responded that his feelings was hurt. He didn't appreciate it. And a few days go by of Gilly the Kid's IG page getting shut down, and they believe it was due to Wiz Khalifa's um, page in that situation. So I thought that shit was pretty funny.
He was butthurt. That's all you can call it. That's all you can call it. And so when you get reported and you got some clout, you get shut down for a while. Look, you go if you put anything on the internet, you have to understand somebody will find something to clown you about. Okay, we did not see Jordan, going and trying to shut down everybody's social media from the crying Jordan memes. Crying Jordan memes are still to this day one of the funniest things on the planet. And I promise you, in certain aspects of the country, people are still putting crying Jordans on other people's faces.
I think it helped Michael Jordan.
It probably did, and so the hate does help you, and it spreads your content quicker across the internet. So you just got to embrace it. You just got to know that people are going to talk trash about you, whatever you do. You could be you could be feeding your baby, and somebody say you ain't holding that bottle right. I mean, just it's just what it is. So look, don't don't if you're on the internet and you're a celebrity, don't be butthurt and go and reporting everything. Now, if it's malicious and it's racist and all that, yeah, do that. But somebody clowning you, stop, bro. Yeah, I haven't seen Wiz Khalifa and his stuff, but I can just imagine this stick figure doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu across the floor because the dude has no weight.
Shit, he might wash Gilly though. I
Yeah,
mean, Gilly boxes apparently, or has some boxing training. Wiz
Gilly's
Khalifa
hilarious,
out
bro.
there doing his Brazilian jiu jitsu. If I was him, I might start thinking about some money and putting together a little
Look,
celebrity charity boxing event.
if you got a mouth like Gilly, you gotta have hands. You gotta
Oh
have
no,
hands because Gilly the Kid is a funny, funny dude, and he's one of those cats you knew from the corner that always had a crack on somebody early. It could always join on somebody at the drop of a hat. So you have to have hands now. You older, you gotta have those hands because some young stunner's gonna walk up on you and give you their work. So
mm.
that's just fact.
All right, man. So before we keep it moving, a couple other stories came out. Bacterial vaginosis. I don't know if you wanted to go into that or not, but apparently it's the most common vaginal infection in women. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the condition affects nearly 30% of women between 15 and 44 years old. So, bacterial vaginosis. I don't know if you've had experience with that. If you wanted to comment on that, but we'll keep it
Absolutely not.
moving.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I don't know what you would say if you were in that situation. Hopefully you could communicate and talk about it and figure that out. Cam Newton was talked about because he had an interview and he was talking about his beliefs and how he feels like women should still be catering to men, need to learn and know when to be quiet, and
Mm.
has some traditional takes. I thought that was pretty interesting with your boy Cam Newton. You heard about that?
Cam Newton is live.
Sigh.
He is reveling in his L's. He feels like, well, taking the L here, might as well keep taking L's.
He's the L Reveler.
He's the L reveler. I mean, whether it's a fashion faux pas or it's a interception, or it's a one liner that's causing him to lose, you know, lose in the women and dating game. This dude's
Uh,
he got to figure out
speaking
what
of speaking
he,
of
he's got
losing,
to find something else to do with himself right now. 'Cause
speaking of losing in the dating game, Benzino was allegedly exposed explaining himself to a transsexual. If you didn't know, that's what they were talking about over the last couple of days as far as Coyle Ray's daddy. While Coyle Ray was out putting out her album, I think they sold more chicken sandwiches at Popeyes across the street than her album did as far as streaming. But I'm not gonna hate on
Chicken
the young
sandwich ain't
lady.
been hot for 2 years, three
Exactly.
years.
And her
Shit.
shit wasn't hot the first week. Nah, let me stop. But I think she sold 11,000 copies. So Benzino's out doing his thing. His baby girl's doing hers. Wish her the best. And did you see your boy Bishop T.D. Jakes acting real zesty in a Denzel interview? I saw her interview. It was Denzel Washington and
Mm.
T.D. Jakes. And T.D. Jakes is sitting up there, and you would have thought he was begging for the tea
I
from Denzel.
wish, I wish you could see my face through Spotify and iTunes when they play when they hear it back. Um, this is just an area in which TD Jakes needs to stay out of.
I was shocked, bro. I mean, I shouldn't say shocked.
Well, I mean, look, TD Jakes is going to be TD Jakes, but at the same time, this was somewhat out of character of what you would expect from TD Jakes. But he
And
was
he
trying to
was
dig
sitting there
deep
like,
like it. He was trying to dig deep like a reporter with a man who respects him, and then understood immediately what the situation was. You know, how can you be? You can be on Denzel Washington's on stage thinking he's what this esteemed man of God, and then immediately sees that there's you know there's no difference between right now and anywhere else
right.
when there should be and so he immediately knows the assignment and does what he's supposed to do. And Denzel is I think he's underappreciated, highly underappreciated, for not just we laud him for his career and everything he does, but he is an absolute role model. Him and Samuel L. Jackson, they're
Yeah.
complete opposites, right? On how they help carry themselves in public, but they both have the same impact. So
They both are, they both read the room. They both the room readers.
right.
They both might do it in their own way, but
Hmm.
they definitely understand what's going on.
You look, Denzel. You talk to him in a situation, he's going to drop a cerebral gem on you that you're going to think about for a lifetime.
And Sam
Samuel
gonna smack you
Jackson,
upside the head with it.
exactly. He gonna smack you upside the look, motherfucker. And, he just give it to you raw, but
Yeah.
it's the same message in a different tone. And so you need that. You need those. We need black men like that, uh, ahead of the culture and ahead of the pack. And shout out to those men. Shout out to Denzel and TDJ. Shout out to TDJs too. He just got caught up in the moment.
Digging for that tea, man. Everybody wanted to talk about the Will and Jada thing, man. So before we finish up episode 53 of the All Dressed Up podcast, as Phoenix Suns are
Five
starting to run
trizzle.
away.
Do a
As the
little
Phoenix
drizzle on
Suns
five
starting to run
trizzle.
away from the Pelicans right now. It's 31-18 in the second quarter. But it's Easter,
Didn't I
man.
say? Didn't I say that?
Yes, you did, sir.
Oh
K
my
Dizzle,
god.
you've been on point, man. Hopefully you can be calling it right when the Eagles come around next year.
All
But
day.
it's
All day.
Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday. I don't know what it means to you. Obviously, there's so many different religions that are practiced now in today's society and culture, and I love and respect everybody's beliefs. I just love the idea of holidays, and I
Mm.
like the fact that most holidays bring the best out of family and friends. And like we said, today was Easter. I woke up and I was telling K Dizzle, I was like, I didn't really know which one of my friends like celebrate Easter still, or if I should just like put out a bulk text and just say Happy Easter to the fellows or whatever. But you know. A few of my friends kind of laughed and they said, "Yeah, I feel you, but have a good day." So we're talking about the impact of Easter. And I made a joke like a lot of people, they chose Easter to go to church that one day out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my girl were talking. They tend to fuck up the parking at church because, you know, they never come out on Sunday. So all of a
Right.
sudden, You got all these new vehicles coming out, parking in this spot, taking that
All these
person's spot.
all these new Harold Pinter suits.
Exactly. All these new Harold Penner suits, right? I remember the Harold Penner at Marlow Heights Shopping Center. That's an old.
Shout
That's
out
an
to
old.
shout out to Harold Pinter. Shout out to KNG.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, man. So, what do you think about that, man? Do you think you know the traditional church experience is the same, especially now with the pandemic? Like, do you have to physically go to church still, or is the streaming of your church service going to be sufficient for you to get that same fix that you need as far as your religion, as far as practicing your beliefs? Because a lot of people aren't going to church anymore,
Hmm.
or going to your faith center physically, and a lot of people are resorting to, just like everybody else, going online.
Hmm.
So is it the same? Are the pastors and preachers still having the same impact in our community now, that you necessarily don't go down to the brick and mortar church?
Well, thinking about it when we talked about it earlier and what we're talking about it now, you got to look at the same as you know the concert. Being at the concert is different from watching the concert. You know, you know, Beyonce live experience is different from Beyonce on HBO experience, right? In the comfort of your own home. So the atmosphere is definitely different. Now, is it a requirement? Absolutely not. In any quality pastor or person who believes in God will tell you that it's not a requirement to be in the house of God on a Sunday. Now, um, with me growing up in the church, was it did I feel it was important? Absolutely. At the same time, I probably haven't been consistent at a church on a Sunday in probably 10 years. And that just goes to show two different things. One, where the priorities are placed at, and two, where my growth is spiritually and what's important to me and my family. So do you have to go? No. Should you go? Some people need to go. Some people have to be in that atmosphere to really understand and grasp, um, what the message is or what God is trying to tell them, or whatever based on whatever their religion or faith is based off of.
Right.
Um, it is important for fellowship, the same way that we talk about family takes on a different meaning if you have one cookout versus 10 cookouts a year, if that makes sense. You allow yourself to grow closer to the people the same way people allow themselves to grow closer to God if they're more involved, if they're more present. The same way we talk about with your experience right now, being home with your child, being home
Hmm.
with your girl. You're more present, so your relationship grows stronger, and you build upon that moving forward. So you can also get to a point where, like I said, it's not required. Certain things aren't. It's not required. Your presence is not always required in a situation for the relationship to continue to grow.
I just think it's interesting because just like this podcast, you can share
Hmm.
different content, and I've had different I guess virtual churches shared to me from friends and family, and I said, this is a very interesting concept,
Hmm.
because I remember growing up, you had your home church, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying, and a lot of people, when they did go to church, they would go to their home church. They would know, the pastor, the deacon. They would know, the ushers. Everybody was like, in each other's, I guess,
Right.
not necessarily business, but people just knew everybody.
Right.
And a lot of the people that you saw at church would go to Bible study during the week.
Hmm.
And I just think that to see it change now, do
Hmm.
you think it's like less of a commitment, or less of, I guess, a commitment to your faith, if like all of a sudden now you can just click on the live feed of a church presentation?
Not at all. Not at all. If anything, it has everything to do with um, your level of understanding and what you need as a person from your faith. Now, There are days when I feel like, yeah, I need to go to church. I really need to go because there's something that I'm missing or something I need to really see that maybe I'm not getting while I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to feel like you're not a part of something if you're not there, right?
Very true.
It's easy
Right.
to feel it's easy to um it's easy to separate yourself if you're not in the moment. You know, there's a difference between being, like I said again, being at a surprise birthday party, waiting, talking to your friends and family, waiting for that person to get there, versus you're live streaming it because you couldn't be there. You're not, you don't feel that same type of energy. You don't get that same kind of gratification from being part of the moment. So that's what makes the difference in those situations.
No doubt.
Um, and so you just got to take it. You got to take it like that. There's a different experience, whether it be audio, visual, tactile. It's a different experience for everybody. And some people need that physical in the moment, be there at that moment time. And that's why it's still important, and that's why they will always and continue to be a big part of a nation, how we build, how we grow, and and so forth. So, is it still important? Yes. It depends on your walk. I don't ever question anybody's walk or never question anybody's decisions.
Absolutely.
And you just got to let them live with the consequences and push forward. So, shout out to the Jesus Sandals and shout out to Resurrection Sunday, because my man moves in mysterious ways. And look, they do fuck up the parking, but the important thing is that they showed up, and when they show up, the atmosphere changes things for certain people and allows them to grow closer in their relationship. We see it as an inconvenience. Some people see it as, you should have been here all year. But that's just the spirit of judgment coming on people and being upset about something that's important. Let's be real.
That's why I asked the question. Do people kind of like not necessarily, or should I say maybe unspoken, of kind of match each other's commitment?
Hmm.
Like a lot of churchgoers and a lot of people who are putting that time into, investing into their church with their time and their efforts might look down upon somebody else that's not doing the same. When really you would hope that they're just going to church and getting what they get out of it for themselves personally.
No, you know what it is, and You said something about matching. What it is, more importantly than anything, is accountability. It's a difference when you have a circle of accountability, of people that are looking for you to be somewhere at a certain time and want to hold you to that. The same way we go to work, right? People go to church and they sit in certain seats, and when those seats are when those seats are empty, the next week if you come and say, hey, what happened to you last week, or what's going on, or whatever the case may be, I just want to make sure, okay, I want to make sure, I'm glad to see you, I'm glad you're here. There's a certain level of accountability that churches do hold in people that keeps them a part of the process. So
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Like I said, and that other part is, if you look down on, if somebody's looking down upon you, that's a spirit of judgment. We're all guilty. We're all guilty of it. How many times have you been in traffic, right? How many times you've been in some terrible traffic, and you got to be somewhere, and you're pissed because it's not even moving, it's not going anywhere, right? Until you get up to that point and you get to that accident, right? And it's still not cleared, and one car's in half, and the other one's in shambles.
Right.
Your emotions immediately change. They should immediately change and say, "My God, I hope that person's okay." And you forgot about the 2 hours that you were in traffic, right?
It should.
It should. If
Right.
it doesn't, that's something completely different. That's something that's how you operate, and you need to look at yourself clearly and then decide and really figure out what's really important at the end of the day. So that's just a natural tendency to have. So, 'cause I'm this Easter weekend, you just in an accident. As soon as you got up to it, you like, oh man, I hope everybody's all right. Oh man, oh, you seen it happen. Oh my God, I hope there's okay. But the people that's gonna come back 20 minutes from now ain't gonna see that T-bone car until 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes till they get up to it. And then they gonna be like, oh God, I hope it's okay. It's resurrection weekend, God, blah, blah, blah. It's just nature, it's just human nature. So
No, absolutely, and that's profound. And when you look at it, I mean, that's the thing about now. You know, we joke about, you know, the parking being fucked up,
Hmm.
and now you know you might have more people get introduced to, you know, finding ways to practice their faith when it comes down to streaming services and different you know, platforms like that, because a lot of people don't have the means to get to, you know, a place to practice their faith, you
Yep.
know, and they might not have the means to get to a church or, you know, wherever they want to practice their faith. So I think it's great, just like in any other form of technology. You know, spread your word. When you have people that do stream, when you do know pastors and preachers, if you have any good churches that you like to recommend, always shoot us an email, man. That's the thing about the All Dressed Up podcast. We're all about the community. We're all about supporting each other. Our email address is all dressed up podcast at gmail.com. I want to just see any hot content that's coming out. You know, if you
Hmm.
guys have anything that you want to, you know, share with us, keep us in the loop, man. You know, we don't want to see anybody fail. We're not the traditional hater. We're all about, you know, seeing everybody grow, and we love to uplift. So that's our email. You can definitely follow us and find us on all platforms at the All Dressed Up Podcast. And you can find myself, again, have streams on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube and Instagram.
I will be looking for the reaction videos
They coming.
soon.
They coming, bro. I
Soon.
appreciate it. Keep me
Soon.
on point. Follow K Dizzle DC everywhere on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube as well. That man is always doing some phenomenal work. Whenever you can get him, you just gotta catch him, man. It's like lightning in a bottle, baby. But nah, it was a great show. Missed you guys last week, but 54 be coming up. You know, send us your black business promotions. Like I said, we always want to keep the word out and like, share, and subscribe. And I want to hear that shit. If you can't catch us at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night because you're tired, we're on Spotify and iTunes. Find some time, man. What's up, K
Find
Dizzle?
some time. You said it all, man. I got nothing that can't come behind that, man. I love you as a brother. I love you. I enjoy doing this. We're gonna keep it rolling till the wheels fall off, man. Hey, happy Resurrection Sunday for those who celebrate it. Happy Ramadan for those who celebrate it. And everything else out there. Y'all make sure y'all take care of yourselves. Believe in something. Don't believe in anything, but believe in something. That's all I
Well
got.
said. Well said. Kiss the babies, put them to bed, get some sleep.
Peace.
And and I know, and they know, and we know, we go all in, and I know, they know, 'cause we know, we go all